Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryder, and this is a beginner's guide to Ashe. In this video, we're going to go over the basic abilities, playstyle, strengths, weaknesses, tips, tricks, and whatnot of Ashe to kind of give you a basic foundation of how the hero works. And that way you don't go into like quick playing competitive completely blind and not knowing really what the hell you're doing. Keep in mind, in order to master a hero in Overwatch, you're going to have to put some hours in, you're going to have to practice, you're going to have to learn the ins and outs of the hero. This is just kind of a foundation to kind of get you started so you don't go in blind and look like a complete total idiot. So before we get started, guys, please go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, and be sure to check the description down below where my Twitch channel link is posted, where you can go and you can follow my stream, where I stream pretty regularly as well. But without further ado, let's jump in to Ashe. So Ashe is a DPS hero, and she is what's considered a hit scan hero. Hit scan heroes are basically able to track their targets with their cursor and able to kind of like do more focused fire damage. Compared to heroes like Junkrat or Pharah, that's more of like a splash damage, AoE effect type hero. Ashe is very much a direct target hero. She has two modes of fire. Her primary fire with her gun is just a simple shot. Okay, she can shoot it from a distance. There's not a whole lot of fall off from a distance. Did a little bit, kind of harder to do. But whenever it comes to her secondary fire, she's able to zone in, and she can do a lot of damage while zoned in. So basically, your point of thing is when you're from a distance, and when you're like, if you're across the map and you're trying to land shots, you can shoot from a distance, and you can do a lot of damage, especially if you land those headshots. Okay, now keep in mind, the reload speed of Ashe isn't the fastest. You got 12 shots, and it's not like an immediate changing of the clip like Soldier 76 is. This one is one where you have to wait for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got to wait for her to reload the gun. So keep that in mind. Reload often, okay? If you feel like you're getting low, or if you feel like you're getting to where you're running out of ammunition, keep track of your ammunition, take cover, reload real quick, and then jump back into the fight. Now, she has two other abilities as well, one of which being her dynamite. Her dynamite stick throws in, and after a couple of seconds, will go off, doing damage to everybody around, and then puts them on fire, dealing ticking damage over time. This is something you should pretty much use on cooldown anytime there's an enemy team fight going on. Now, one thing is if you hold the primary fire button down while you throw the stick, you shoot the dynamite, okay? So it has an 8-second cooldown. So, or you can shoot the dynamite, you can shoot the dynamite to set it off quicker. And if you throw the dynamite and then hit the primary button down immediately after, then you can also just shoot it immediately in mid-air in the middle of the team fight. That's something to keep in mind as well. Her other ability is her, what's it called? The coach gun. So this does two things. You can either knock an enemy backwards, or you can knock yourself into the air. So if somebody decides to contest Ashe and get in her face, she can, bam, blast them backwards, and it'll allow her to get some distance from the enemy player. The other thing she can do with it is if she wants to get to a high ground, she can shoot the ground and launch herself into the air, which I'm bad at, but you can launch yourself into the air and get yourself onto some high ground quickly, and either use it to disengage or use it to get into high ground to get some better picks. I'll try that again so I don't look so stupid. Oh, yeah, there we go, boom. See, as you can see, up in the air, now I'm able to kind of get a little bit more value. And then you have her ultimate, Bob. Bob is a 6th player on your team, man. Now, Bob is basically you summon an android to charge into the enemy team, and the first thing it comes into contact with, it stops and immediately starts machine gun firing at everything in its vicinity. It has its own health pool of, I think, about 500 health. And as an added bonus, it can also help contest a point. So it is basically like a 6th player. So if you notice that your team is about to wipe, or you have just 2 of you alive, and your team's on their way back, you can throw Bob on the point to contest that point a little bit longer, allowing your team to get back and continue to contest and possibly recover and take that point. Now, that being said, Bob has a couple of drawbacks. One of which being that he does not stop running until he makes contact with something. So, if you are stupid and you throw Bob in a random direction and nothing is there to stop him from running, and no enemy is there to stop him from running, he will just run clear off the cliff, and you've wasted Bob. So, don't do that. Be smart about Bob. Don't just throw him out there in a random direction and hope he hits something. Have your target, know where you're aiming, because as soon as he makes contact with something, he will immediately stop and start firing. He can be hacked by Sombra, he can be DPS down, but it does give the enemy team something else to think about, and Bob does a large amount of damage in a short amount of time, so they cannot just leave him unchecked. They either have to take cover from him, hack him, or kill him. That's the only thing they can do, because even if you die, Bob persists on the field until his time runs out or he's killed. Now, as far as some tips and tricks with Ashe, first and foremost, anytime you're from a distance, you should be using your scope shot. Go for headshots as much as what you can. Anytime that you are up close and personal or someone is diving you, that's when you want to use your primary fire. You fire quicker this way. This allows you to get more damage, and then you can also knock backwards and disengage and do all that. I already covered the dynamite stick one, where you can throw it and hit the primary fire button, and you can shoot that dynamite and detonate it early. Things to think of as well. As far as strengths and weaknesses with Ashe, strength-wise, she's very strong against anything airborne. Okay, so Pharah, Echo, both of them are in big danger from a good Ashe. Okay, Ashe can tear up a flight hero pretty easily. She is also pretty strong against fellow snipers as well. Ashe can challenge a Widow, and can challenge a Hanzo, and can challenge an Ana. Because of the scoped damage that she has from a distance with her gun, she can challenge these heroes pretty effectively and still do pretty respectable damage from close range, unlike heroes like Widow. So these are all things to kind of keep in mind. As far as weaknesses, she doesn't have a lot of health, so anything that dives on her can challenge her quite a bit. So Winston can really give her a headache. Genji can really give her a headache because she has very focused damage. It's a single shot thing. So if a good Genji, a good Tracer, they're really going to harass her a lot and make life very difficult for her. Diva, right in her face. The defense matrix can really shut down a lot of her stuff. So, all of these things are things you should be mindful of when you're playing Ashe. If you're being dived and you're being harassed consistently, then it might be a good idea to swap. Also, shield heroes. If you have a Reinhardt that's very good at keeping his shield up and he's not being countered, or you have a Sigma that's really good with a shield or anything like that, it's a very good idea to possibly swap onto a different hero that can get a little more value. This is the counterplay game. This is not a one-trick game. Keep that in mind, and don't stubbornly stick to Ashe if you feel like something else is going to get more value and you're getting countered and you're not bringing a lot of value to the team because of that. So, that's the biggest advice I can give you if you're coming up against anything that is a counter to you. But with that is your guide to Ashe. If you guys have any further questions, please leave a comment down below and let me know your questions, and I will try to answer them when I can. And hopefully you guys liked the video. I will see you guys in the next one.